and a major rock slide. The road was completely shut down in both directions, with water and debris covering the lanes. Rainfall totals between 2 and 3 inches in a short span, saturated already fragile terrain near the Pigeon River Gorge. Mud, rocks and runoff poured onto the highway, cutting off access and stranding motorists caught in the rising waters. Highway crews found the roadbed heavily damaged and slopes dangerously unstable, prompting immediate geotechnical inspections. Pavement was broken in several spots, and ramps showed signs of deep erosion and runoff scarring. The affected stretch had only recently reopened after previous hurricane-related repairs, and crews had been operating with reduced lanes. This new round of flooding reversed months of progress and reintroduced widespread travel disruption. Workers removed barriers to help vehicles trapped between the slides escape safely. Floodwaters were being pumped out steadily, but the complexity of slope stabilization made recovery slower than anticipated.
In the early hours of what would become a historic day for southern Mexico, conditions rapidly deteriorated as Hurricane Eric, now a powerful Category 4 storm, approached the coastline with alarming speed. The storm had undergone a phase of explosive intensification overnight. Transforming from a tropical cyclone into one of the strongest systems to strike the Pacific side of Mexico in recent memory. By sunrise, the first bands of wind and rain had begun sweeping across Puerto Escondido. Despite red flag warnings along Cicatela Beach, some tourists were still enjoying the shoreline, unaware of the scale of danger approaching.
How about that river rampage? Look at that. Wow.
Meanwhile, seasoned fishermen secured their boats. Local authorities began issuing stronger evacuation advisories, and emergency shelters began filling with residents seeking refuge. And the ocean shifted from turquoise to slate gray, foreshadowing what was coming. Then came the storm surge, an unstoppable wall of water pushed inland by Eric's immense low-pressure system and powerful wind field. flooding entire neighborhoods. Streets disappeared beneath churning seawater. Wooden fishing boats were tossed onto rooftops, and inland roads like driftwood. The town's beloved beachfront vanished beneath several feet of stormwater.
Hasta el paso del...
Emergency responders, including Mexico's civil protection units and the military, were immediately deployed to rescue those stranded in rising waters. In Puerto Escondido, a dramatic rescue unfolded as Marines reached a family clinging to their roof using an inflatable raft. Elsewhere, community volunteers formed human chains to help elderly residents wade across flooded streets. Shelters filled rapidly with schools and gymnasiums repurposed into temporary housing units. Volunteers distributed food, blankets, and medical supplies as communications faltered and power lines snapped, cutting off many neighborhoods from the outside world. While Puerto Escondido bore the brunt of the storm surge, the surrounding regions experienced equally catastrophic impacts. In Salina Cruz, a key port city in Oaxaca, the hurricane's full force was felt by midday. Torrential rainfall overwhelmed the city's drainage systems, transforming boulevards into rivers. Cars were swept away, debris littered the streets, and communication lines were cut in several districts. The mountainous terrain surrounding the city further amplified the disaster, with landslides crashing down onto homes and blocking vital roads. Key transportation routes between Oaxaca and Guerrero were shut down, hampering the arrival of emergency supplies and first responders. Agricultural land was submerged, livestock displaced, and families forced to flee without notice. In remote towns like Laguna de Chacahua and Mazunte, residents found themselves stranded with limited supplies and no communication. The Mexican government had declared a red alert the night before across southwestern Oaxaca and southeastern Guerrero, the highest possible emergency level. With Eric's eye passing just 75 kilometers offshore from Puerto Escondido, authorities braced for direct impacts.
99 11 00. Freedom, bonjour.
Allô?
Oui, bonjour.
Bonjour,
Sustained winds reached up to 125 miles per hour, with gusts exceeding 155 miles per hour. Rainfall totals reached more than 10 inches in some areas, with significant threats of landslides and flash flooding expected to continue for days.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay informed about the latest developments.